What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel on this happy Sunday. Before we begin, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get into it. So this is the last week of the dorm edition episodes. I'm recording this as soon as I came back from the internship. This week's one is the last week of it, so hopefully they'll be a little bit more exciting, a little bit more louder. Definitely will be a lot easier to edit. But with that type of maintenance out of the way, let's get into this week's team. This week's team stars a new Pokemon from Paldea, Iron Crown. Phares is about to take the throne, so let's get into it. Iron Crown is the Cobalian's Paradox form, future Paradox form, in addition with Iron Boulder and Iron Leaves being Tachyon and Virizion respectively. Phares here is a special attacker with great typing and steel psychic typing, so can be quite tanky. Has 100 in both defenses, a very decently fast 98 speed, and a 122 special attack. That is nothing to really sneeze at. Today's set we are running is an agility plus booster energy. Very straightforward set considering this is a very new mon. I've seen others run like a Calm Mind Iron D stored powered set with Tera Fire. I've also seen sub in some capacity. What else is there that I've seen running around? In my very limited exposure to Iron Crown, we might as well just go status moves here. I've seen an agility Calm Mind Iron D stored power. Substitute I've seen as well. Electric terrain setter and endure weakness policy. That was a interesting one to see as well. So, but this is the one that works best for me, is a Tachyon Cutter agility booster energy set. So we're running modest to ensure that we get this booster energy. When we come in, we get the +1, right? We get the +1 on our Quark Drive, or 1.3, so it's a life orb equivalent boost to that. And then what we would do is, because of steel psychic typing being a very good defensive typing, we would use agility. And agility would bring this 98 speed to +2, and we will outspeed everything in the metagame. And from there, we have Tachyon Cutter, which is the new move. It never misses. It always hits twice, so it's effectively 100 base power move. 100 base power steel move coming off of a booster energy, 122 special attack stat, hitting at 30% more power. That hits very hard and does a lot of damage. Psychic to hit our secondary stab option essentially, and Focus Blast for general coverage. You can argue why not run Tera Blast for more reliable fighting coverage, and to that I say very fair point. I was not thinking of that when I was building it, but I do think, heck, you could even run Tera Fighting Focus Blast, right? That would have been even better. So I think at the time when I was building this team, I was thinking the Tachyon Cutter, steel Tachyon Cutter will do a lot more damage with the adaptability boost, so I think that was the reasoning there. But still, I do think Tera Fighting Tera Blast or Tera Fighting Focus Blast would have been a lot better for coverage options. But this is a very straightforward, this is our special attacker for the week, our team captain. We'll see what Phares can do as he ascends to the crown. Vogina makes a return. Vogina makes a return, or a debut. I think it's a return. Mandibuzz, Vogina, X and Y. This thing was a beast. Here is my attempt at making this thing a beast in its own right. Where is it at the current metagame? UU. So it is still very powerful. Toxic Defog, Roost, kind of its staple there, and Knock Off. I do believe this is a mistake. It should not be bold, it should be impish. But we do run in the game, when we do play, we do run a bold nature, so our knockoffs isn't going to be doing that much damage, but we do have Toxic to do a lot of helping, right? Because we're doing a lot of chip with Toxic. Knockoff is meant to just be chip damage, so when it stacks together, it's, that is not meant to come up there. What has happened there? Toxic plus Knockoff will do a lot of damage, so even though we're hitting at a little bit reduced power, we'll still be hitting at an alright damage, I guess. Roost is there to restore health. Defog to get rid of hazards. Roost plus heavy duty boots ensures, or Defog plus heavy duty boots ensures we don't take any hazard damage, and we can clear those hazards without fail. So that is the only error we made. That is impish, that's supposed to be, we're running bold, not impish. And then I think we're supposed to alternate with foul play there. Still gets foul play, but knockoff we decided was better in this circumstance. Hibito makes a debut. Hibito the Blaziken makes a debut, gonna kick everything to oblivion with its speed boost, sword stance set there, temper flare, oh my goodness, I can't speak, temper flare, close combat, earthquake. Very easy to set up a Blaziken. You know how Blaziken can be, right? We're not running protect because a lot of people will think we'll run protect, but that's where we run the sword stance to get a +2 in attack, +1 in speed. Coming off a base 80 speed and 120 attack, this thing becomes a walking nuke, a walking weapon, so to speak. And with Tera fighting close combats, we nuke just about everything, and we get a +1 speed. After that turn, we'll be at +2, and we'll be destroying everything. Earthquakes to do general coverage damage, and if this fails on incoming Corviknights, guess what? We have Temper Flare, which hits at double the power, 150 base power instead of 75 there, because of the move failing. So Earthquake failing, that's why we purposely run Earthquake, and Temper Flare will just nuke everything anyway. 75 is nothing to sneeze at. It does hit better than Fire Punch because of that caveat of if the move fails, so that's why we run Temper Flare. You can argue why not Flare Blitz. I just want to have more sustaining power with the Blaziken, especially because this is our physical attacker, so we want to have more, our only physical attacker, so to speak, that's designated to physical attack stats, so that's why we're running Temper Flare over Flare Blitz. Amoonguss sus, we're gonna have a, hopefully, I don't know what to make a pun of that. Amoonguss is our defensive wall. Amoonguss plus Vagina is a very scary core, especially with Firewater Grass cores. You can see we have Blaziken and Swampert on this team. Amoonguss running its classic Regenerator Rocky Helmet physical defensive set. Oh my nose, it's getting clogged up. Yeah, Regenerator plus Rocky Helmet, its usual defensive set there. Amoonguss is very tanky, base 114 HP stat there. Paired with the defense investment that we have and the special bulk we have, this thing will take hits for days. It is here to spread status with Spore. Hopefully when we get the sleep condition, we can hit something very hard with Giga Drain, or heck, clear their setup with Clear Smog. Foul Play is there because we are running Bode. Foul Plays will hit very, very hard as it can. And say this thing goes in on a Dragonite, right? If it takes an Outrage, we get the Spore off, and because they're normally running heavy duty boots nowadays, we can get the Spore and hit very hard with Foul Play, mostly one-shotting them for the most part, or two-shotting them at most, but with the addition of chip damage with Rocky Helmet, Amoonguss is here to be a nuisance. It's our wall, it's a nuisance mon. We'll see how well it does. Lariat makes a return here, our mixed defensive Lariat here, running Stealth Rock, Flip Turn, Earthquake, and Yawn. This is our only hazard setter. We will be clicking rocks 9 times out of 10 to set things up. Yawn is there to spread status and force switches. Earthquake there for our main damaging move, and Flip Turn to get the hell out of there. Alright, it gives Swampert a little bit of a much needed switch initiative. 110 attack, again, nothing to sneeze at. 100 HP at max. Is very, very bulky, and this mixed bulk will surely help Pert do what it needs to do. What we'll be clicking is rocks, and then depending on the situation, so if it's like I don't know, let's say if it's Pex, right, we want to force switches with Pex, we'll go for Yawn, that way we can force the Pex to withdraw, and then go for Flip Turn to get the switch initiative, because right, the hard switch comes before the switch initiative move, so that's the goal with Yawn plus Flip Turn there. Earthquake for general coverage. And Trojan is our designated lead. 9 times out of 10 will be our lead. You know Trojan already. Choice specs, max HP, max special attack, will hit very hard with Thunderbolts, Giga Drains, and Flamethrowers for general coverage. We hit just about everything. Vote switch 2, get the hell out of there again, into the appropriate switch in. Here we go. This is the right one here. So the goal is to send in Trojan, as Trojan is the most reliable lead, has no weaknesses. We'll hit Thunderbolts or Volt Switches. We'll hit something, do a lot of damage, and either hard switch, most likely we'll hard switch, and probably go into Pert. And from Pert we'll set up rocks. And then from there, we're going to, why is that Lonely Nature? From there, we'll either go into Fairies, because, you know, we can block grass types with Fairies, or we'll go into some other appropriate wall or Hibito. But ideally, we want to get Fairies in to get the sweep. Fairies is there not for the end game, but there to kind of get a easy sweep going. So if we can do away with 3 mons in the game early on, that's gonna be a lot for this team. This team is very, very bulky. This team is very, very reliable. Firewater Grass Core. So yeah, we have a lot of openings to send in Phares in to get the sweep, and then we can send in Shibata afterwards to just clean house and literally just destroy everything. If Trojan is still alive, we'll use Trojan as a sacrificial pawn there, and hopefully with rocks and additional damage going on with our walls here with Mandibuzz and Amoonguss doing all the additional chip damage, we'll be able to win the match, and it will be very fun for us. But I'll stop rambling here. Thank you guys for watching, all the support. Yeah, thank you guys for enduring the Dorm Edition episodes. This week is the last week of the Dorm Edition episodes. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Have a great Sunday, and I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Yeah, bye for now. Have a great day.